Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Gus and Dave Sports Podcast. I know it's been a while. You might have forgotten our names. I'm Gus. That's Dave. This week's episode, we are going to try and cover, most of the stuff that we've missed over the last few weeks. And it's pained me and Dave to miss this much time.
Solid.
It's the highlight of my week. I love coming on here talking to Dave about, the random stuff that we talk about, but let's hop right into it. And we're going to start off by talking about our alumni, our university, Coastal Carolina. And to say the least, I'm a bit upset about what's going on at our university right now. There's a bunch of rumors that have come out over the past few weeks about our head baseball coach, Coach Kevin Schnall. Love that guy. Obviously, took us to a World Series last year. There's been a lot of rumors about him maybe possibly leaving at the end of this year. Probably due to the lackluster season that we've had in baseball. And I think that's kind of due to injuries. We started off the season losing our relief pitcher for the entire year. And then a week or two in, we lose our 1 and 2 starting pitchers, our Friday, Saturday starters for 8 or 9 weeks or whatever it was. But there's rumors about him leaving, and within the past 2 or 3 weeks, the Coastal baseball team has kind of gone on a downhill slope. We dropped out of the top 25, unfortunately, losing a few games back to back to teams we really shouldn't be losing to. It's just been a very unfortunate turn of events towards this back half last this season. Um, and yeah, I mean, Dave, what are your thoughts on this last half of the season?
Yeah, no one ever wants to hear that their head coach has been talking or rumors with other schools. He's been a Coastal guy forever. I was looking up his history. He attended Coastal. He was a catcher for our program. He went and became an assistant coach after he graduated. Had a stint over at UCF, and then came back in 2016, right before we won the national championship. Been the assistant coach under Coach Gilly, then got promoted to head coach last season after Gilly retired. Took us all the way to the national title game, which you can doing that in your first season as a head coach is something remarkable, especially coming from a G5 school like ourselves. Um, you just never want to see your coach getting those rumors. It's a tough spot to be put in because obviously we're a G5 school. Like I said, we don't have the same funds South Carolina or those bigger schools has, and you see this very often where if a coach does good, you're going to get nabbed and brought up to the big leagues, the Power Four schools, like we saw with Kurt Signetti. He was a head football coach at JMU. He took over the Sun Belt in football, and then got brought into Indiana, won a national championship there. But it sucks. It's something that hopefully we go all the way again this year. We win it all. And he says, I'm not leaving. He says, I'm not fucking leaving. And he says he pisses Teal like Grayson McCall did before he left for NC State. It speaks volume having those guys stick around and staying with their program, that building it up, staying with it, staying loyal. But regarding the skid that baseball has been on, it's something that we did not want to see happening. I think we came into the last year's postseason on like a 20-game win streak. I mean, we
Yeah,
were flying through these
we were
teams,
hot.
um, incredibly hot. Teams were doubting us. We were proving them wrong. Didn't we were we didn't host a regional, right?
No, we did not. We did not.
Didn't host a regional. Didn't host a super regional.
I think we hosted the first regional, the super
Okay,
regional. We went to Auburn, and I
yeah,
think we swept everybody there. And I think our first loss of like that last 2 months of the season was the first game of the College World Series against
yeah, it
LSU.
was. Um, Everybody was bummed and disappointed that we didn't get to host a super regional. I mean, you come in, you're getting a 25 plus game win streak, and NCAA is like, nah, you're not hosting it. It's kind of abysmal. But we went to Auburn, we showed them what's what, and then now this season's almost like the complete opposite. We started off all right. Our injuries, like Gus mentioned, downhill, a little ups and downs throughout the whole way. Fluky's back, so hopefully he finds his rhythm for this postseason. But we went 1 and 2 in the Sun Belt tourney. I don't think we were expected to win it because ever I saw we were having our injuries, our skids. But going 1 and 2 is not something that we wanted. We didn't want to get bounced the first 3 games. So I think now, it's a whole new season. Everybody's starting 0-0. No one's you could be the number one seed. You can be UNC, the number one, and who knows? You might lose your first two games. Thankfully, it's double elimination, so we have a little bit of a buffer. But we play tomorrow night. This is recorded on Thursday, so we're playing tomorrow night, May 29th, against Northern Illinois, and we're heavy favorites in that game. So hopefully, you start off with a win. That's a whole lot better than starting off with a loss because then you're already on the back ropes. Start off a win, maybe win back to back. Who knows? But that's what we need. We need to catch something going here quick because our season can end in a flash. But hey, if we lose back to back games, Coach Snow could be out by next week and make his announcement. So hopefully that doesn't happen. If he ever makes that announcement, hopefully he's making it come like June 5th after we win the national championship. But yeah, that's
Yeah,
Coastal baseball.
couldn't agree more. I mean, we need to at least maybe get out of this regional, make it to super regional, stay competitive. Then maybe obviously he could stay for another year. Our recruiting class last year and even coming into this year with our transfer portal as well. I had very high hopes for this team. And I mean, like we've been saying, it's kind of upsetting to see this great team, not perform the way we expected. But like you just said as well, everybody's 0-0. So playoffs are a whole different new atmosphere to the game of baseball. So maybe going a little bit of a run, get that confidence back that we need in our players and in our coaching staff. And if we do win it all, that's amazing. But if we don't, we have the confidence going into next year, and hopefully everybody stays. Or I know Fluky is definitely going to the draft. He's protected like top 10, so you can't blame him for not wanting to come back. But like I said, our coaching staff, Coach Snall, if we do make a little bit of a run, maybe that can convince him to stay and continue to piss teal.
And making the regional is not something that we want to take lightly.
No,
I don't think LSU didn't make it. LSU just won the
no.
national championship and they didn't make a regional. So hats off to the guys for making the regional.
Yeah.
We had a good season. I know we're saying ups and downs, skidding right now, but you're making the regional. You're putting Chanticleers on the map, which is something we want to do. And speaking about putting us on the map, some big news came out of Coastal Carolina Athletics yesterday, or yeah, I believe it was yesterday. And I
Yeah.
mean, this shocked me. I did not see this coming at all. Coastal Carolina football is going to Oregon in 2027 to play them for their season opener on September 11th, 2027. I mean, wow. We're getting thrown right into the big dogs. I mean, this is that's going to be a fun game to watch, but are we going to keep it competitive or what do you think, Gus?
I mean, I really hope so. Uh, Oregon has obviously been a powerhouse of a team for the past few years with Dan Lanning at the helm. Their recruiting classes are always outstanding. And they just they haven't really made a big like Big Ten championship move or even a national championship move in the past few years. But they're still a powerhouse organization, D1, P4 team, or P5 team, I should say. And I really hope we can keep it competitive because
Yeah.
if it's anything like that South Carolina game that we had last year, I don't see it working out in our favor whatsoever. But the national attention is awesome for the
Yeah,
team. Hopefully, we can go out there and even compete. I mean, if we can compete, that's a win in my book. G5
absolutely.
school, the way that the football team's been playing the last few years, and Ryan Beard. Hey, give him 1 year. He goes into Eugene and wins that game. Oh man, that's a storyline. That would
We're
be
building a statue for Coach Beard if that happens.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That would be
for
amazing.
sure.
And I mean, this is in 2027, so we still have a whole another year and a half worth of recruiting to build up a team, build up a roster for it,
Yeah,
prepare for it. Not that they're necessarily preparing for a game that's over a year and a half away from now, but I mean, I think it's going to be fun. I mean, like you said, we're putting Coastal on the map.
yeah,
Obviously, when these big schools play these little schools at the start of the season, the smaller schools are getting paid. So why don't we take a paycheck, go to Eugene, and whoop their ass, and then come back with a paycheck and a win under our belt? I mean that would be the golden egg. That would be what we want. But
that
that's
is a storyline situation that we are looking forward to. I remember
yeah,
not a few years ago. I want to say at least 15 or 20 years ago. I remember our arch rival App State during the beginning of the year went to Michigan, like the number
Yeah.
2 or 3 seed in the country, and they beat Michigan. So they got paid. They went and played Michigan, got all this national attention, and they left with a W. I mean, there's nothing better than that.
No.
So I mean, obviously, still rooting for the boys to go out there and compete, but you know, whatever happens, happens. We're getting paid at the end of the day, so
Yeah.
I honestly can't be too mad at that.
I've never been to Eugene. Maybe for that year, we Gus and Dave goes on the road. We take a podcast, go out to Oregon, go
Yeah,
watch the game, do
college
a
game day, Gus and Dave Sports Podcast.
we have a
We
little
get the
table, our own booth next to
we
the
got to
crib.
get the mascot helmet of the Chanticleer
Yeah.
when we're making our picks. But another game that we were looking forward to, I believe, was this upcoming season for our men's basketball team. Our season opener, our men's basketball team is at Duke. At Duke. And if the viewers know anything about Coastal Carolina basketball, I can't say we've been competitive whatsoever within the last, 5 or 10 years. At least when we were in school. This year, when we weren't at school, we were pretty competitive. I know we had a good back half of the season. We were obviously looking forward to maybe a little Sun Belt Conference run, get us in the tournament. But I think we had lost, in the third or fourth round of that because it's a huge bracket.
Oh,
So the
yeah,
third or fourth round, we won a
they
few
pile.
games. We won a few games and ended up losing. And then that team that beat us, I believe, went on to win the Sun Belt, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe losing the Sun Belt or
Yeah.
championship game. But yeah, our basketball team over the past few years has not been even a sliver of what Duke has been, even last year.
No.
Even last year. So that's going to be another situation. If there was one game where I think we'd have, a little bit more of an edge, it would be in football
Yeah.
against Oregon.
What
But yeah, this
What's
is,
crazy is this basketball spread might be bigger than the football spread.
oh yeah,
There's a chance it could be bigger coming in.
oh yeah,
I mean, I'm seeing them giving us Oregon maybe like we might be like 30-point dogs for this
yeah,
game.
yeah,
Or
yeah.
Oregon
30, 32 and
against
a half,
Duke, we
something like
might
that.
be 40. We
Oh yeah,
I mean though we played them once in 2009 and we lost 74-49. And I feel like that's a lot closer than what I thought it was going to be.
yeah. That would be a lot closer than what I'm expecting.
Um,
The first
but
week of
hey,
college
and
basketball.
maybe Coach Gray's bringing in these guys, bringing in these recruits that, and like we said for football, they're gonna go get a paycheck and they're gonna whoop ass in Duke and then come back.
That would be awesome.
I know
That would
Duke's
be
your
awesome.
team, but I mean
Oh
that's
no.
got to be the situation. You're rooting
Oh
for
no.
Coastal in that game.
Oh no. No, no, no. And if we do lose, I hope UNC goes in there and kicks their ass. Why you got to beat up on little bro like that? Let me come in there and show you what's up. And I hope they whoop Duke's ass. But yeah, that's I mean, hey, getting paid, nationally televised game. And hey, maybe if it's a season opener, some of these basketball players, that chem might be a little off to start the season.
Yeah,
First in game, you never know. They could slip up a time or two. We play some good defense, limit them on the offensive side, put up some buckets, get some turnovers.
basketball. It's a game of runs. We go on a 10-point run or
Yeah,
something.
it is. It
You get
is.
us hot.
But I mean, that Duke atmosphere in that stadium is
Oh
probably
man,
the best in college basketball. I don't think that's really a debate whatsoever. And yeah, that the success that Duke has had over the last 30 years
yep.
has been absolutely ridiculous. Their recruiting classes are always top 5 in the country. And they have the money to do so. John Shire has coached this team very well over the last few years. They haven't won a natty, I believe, within the last 10 years. I don't think they've won a natty, but they're always in the mix. You know, number 1 seed in March Madness almost every year. But yeah, I don't really know if I'm looking forward to this game or watching this game, but I'm gonna root on my university as I should. So
With those two big games coming out, dude, let's just give a hats off to Chance Miller for
oh
putting
yeah,
us on the map. I mean,
oh
this
yeah,
guy's coming in from South Carolina and he's putting us on the map, like he said he was going to do, and he's done a damn good job at that. So,
yeah,
Chance, hats off to you, man. We
yeah,
appreciate
yeah. Good job, good job. And I mean, what he said, I believe in our interview with him before, was like, if you want your university to become, nationally televised or like more publicity, they got to make the March Madness bracket. I mean, that's
Yep.
the easiest thing. That's the easiest way to go. Be a lower seed, beat a higher seed, in the first round. Boom. Easy money from there.
Nationally televised.
Yeah,
Everybody loves a Cinderella, underdog beating the favorite. So
definitely.
I mean, you start off the season by beating Duke, and the nation might be in love with you. The nation could be in love with you from game one.
Even if either of those two games, football or basketball against Oregon or Duke, if we stay semi-competitive, I'm going to be the happiest guy on earth. Uh,
Absolutely, and it's only going to bring eyes to our program, our university, like he's done, and like this is the purpose of doing it because millions of people are going to watch these games because they're an Oregon fan, because they're a Duke fan, and then they're going to have kids growing up be like, oh, who are they playing? Coastal? Oh, that school's right by the beach. Oh, it's warm weather in South Carolina. Oh, the football team's decent. Basketball team's all
Come
right.
on
Oh
down.
yeah, I want to go to
Come
Coastal.
on down. Why not?
The colors are beautiful, teal bronze. I mean, you can't beat that. One of the
Can't be.
best combinations, and I'm saying, I mean, Coastal is on the. It's always been on the rise since we've been there since freshmen.
Oh
I think
yeah.
when we enrolled as freshmen, I think it was a little over 10,000 students, and I believe now it's at like 13.
I
And
think
I mean,
the freshman enrollment rate has been broken every single year ever
yeah,
since we gotten there. Like we
I
broke
think so.
it, the year after broke it, the year after that broke their record, and it's just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So
And I
can't
think
complain.
they had so many freshmen come in. Weren't they like putting some people in a hotel because
Yeah, yeah,
they didn't have the accommodation for it because we were growing at such a exponentially rate. Now
definitely.
they have housing. We're not hating on Coastal. They got housing for you guys, but
We got it. We got it now. We got it. We got it.
we just didn't expect such an influx of students,
Yeah.
But no, Coastal's on the map.
Moving on from Coastal, um, let's talk about hockey for a second. Dave, have you been watching any of these hockey playoffs by chance?
I cannot say I have. I'm
No. All
sorry.
right. Well, I'm going to give you a little bit of a rundown.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy. Carolina Hurricanes out of the Eastern Conference. They have lost one game in their playoff run so far. They are one game away from clinching a Stanley Cup playoff final. Um, going into the Stanley Cup final, they're one game away from winning that against the Montreal Canadiens. Like I said, they've only lost one game. They swept the Ottawa Senators in the first round. They swept I'm forgetting who they swept in the second round. The Philadelphia Flyers, I believe. And yeah, they had just lost game one to Montreal and have now come back and won three games in a row. And like I said, they're one more game away from clinching that spot in the Stanley Cup playoff final. Just a crazy run that they've been on. So hats off to them. And for the Western Conference, Colorado Avalanche played the Las Vegas Golden Knights, and I keep saying Carolina, Colorado Avalanche won the President's Cup. Which, if you don't know what the President's Cup is, it's the best record in all of hockey. And the Vegas Knights just swept the Colorado Avalanche in the Western Conference Finals in four games. Um, I think I saw a stat earlier where it's been over 10 years now where a President's Trophy Cup winner, the best team in all of hockey for that year, has not even made a Stanley Cup final in over 10 years. Not even made the final in over 10 years. So that stat keeps going, obviously. Vegas has a stacked team. The Western Conference has been top heavy this year, but the Vegas Knights have been up there with the Avalanche all year long. The Eastern Conference has kind of been lackluster all year, I should say. So that's why the Carolinas kind of just blowing through the Eastern Conference. But Vegas Carolina Stanley Cup final is going to be very enjoyable to watch. I'm looking forward to it, but I believe that's it. That's all I got for hockey. We're one game away from seeing what this final is going to be, and then it's best of seven from there.
I think the only thing I saw about the hockey was I hope it's not fake. I hope AI is not getting too out of the hand. But I saw a picture of they said it was the Colorado Avalanche's head coach at a blackjack table when they were down 3-0, like the night before game
Really?
4 or whatever. And they were like, the joke was like, "Oh, what, coach? We're down 3-0. What are you doing?"
Yeah.
He's over there hitting on 17 or whatever. But hopefully it wasn't AI. Hopefully
I did not see that picture, but that would be that's not a great look.
no.
Not a
If it's
great
real, that's not good at all.
That is not a great look for them whatsoever. But I believe that's all I have for hockey. Like I said, one more game away for the Carolina Hurricanes to clinch a spot in the final, and then it's best of seven from there. But let's move on to golf. We have some big news out of golf. I believe it was 2 weeks ago at the PGA Championship.
Oh, two gloves, Mister
Aaron
Two Gloves.
Rye, Mr. Two Black Gloves, comes out and hits a crazy, what was it, like 63 and a half foot putt
Yeah,
on 16 or 17, something like that,
one of those.
for a birdie. And that really won him the event. I believe he was only up one or two strokes
Yeah,
behind the second guy, or in front of the second like guy on the leaderboard. And he needed that birdie to really like secure or play it safe for these next like two
yeah.
holes that he had remaining. And 63 and a half foot putt on a Sunday, only up one or two strokes on the second lead guy on the leaderboard. Very impressive. I mean,
Yeah.
and it was one of the last guys I would have thought, would have made this run for the PGA Championship. I don't really think he's anywhere near the top of the leaderboard in the FedEx Cup rankings. I really don't know where he lands now after winning the PGA Championship. It definitely boosted his ranking a little bit, but hats off to him, man. Hats off to him. What a round. What
I
a
feel like
round.
that's what's like so special about golf in a way. It's like you can these Masters are the hardest tournaments of the year, the four toughest courses, whatever. You can see these guys that you don't hear of at all, and then they just come out, they find their swing for 4 days. You play your best golf for 4 days, and you're you're in the driver's seat.
You're a winner.
I
You
mean,
are
like
a winner.
the number five overall player, Bryson DeChambeau, missed the cut.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
He had
back
a
to back missed cuts. He missed the
terrible.
Masters and now there's the PGA. So I mean, Bryson got to find his swing. His swing's obviously lost. I mean, I don't know what's going on
He has
there.
not been playing like himself recently
No,
whatsoever. What was his final score? I think 10 over
yeah,
the 2 days that he played before he missed the
yeah.
cut. I
He
know
did.
he had like a few doubles, a triple, and he just could not find his rhythm whatsoever during
No,
this PGA Championship. But you hate to
makes it
see
all
it.
special.
Hate
Game's
to
hard.
see it. I mean, that's what, yeah, like you said, that's why golf is so special. Love to see a guy like that win. Brings great publicity to the sport.
Yeah,
It's not just Scotty going out there and dominating every round. It's actually different guys winning, different events here and there.
yeah.
But the U.S. Open is coming up in about what 2 or 3 weeks, I believe.
June 18th. So
June 18th. June
two and a
18th.
half, 3 weeks.
Yeah, something
Right,
like that.
right there in your backyard.
Right here in my backyard, Shinnecock Hills in Southampton, New York. I'm looking forward to this more than anything right now. I
Yeah,
mean, it's going to be absolutely electric out here. The cool thing about where I live is there's one way in and one way out. And the traffic is not what I'm looking forward to
yeah.
because there's going to be hundreds and thousands of people trying to get in and out of this place when there's only a 2x2 road, one going this way, one coming the other way.
Is it
And
really? That's it.
yeah, that's it. That is it. I mean, the
Oh,
width of the bottom of the island is like not even 2 miles long. And you can't like certain back roads are definitely going to be closed off. The highway department is definitely going to make it so maybe they widen it so the shoulders, they add an extra lane, hopefully. But yeah, that is going to
Island might go under.
yeah. We might have way too many people on the island. It might start sinking. It might start sinking.
Bryson's gonna blame his putt because the ground moved. The
Yeah, yeah,
foot-
yeah, yeah. I can feel it sinking right now. That ball is not staying still. Some stupid shit like that. But totally looking forward to this. It's going to be absolutely electric out here, my hometown. Um, Hopefully, I can hit a practice round.
That
That'd
would
be
be
pretty
awesome.
cool. I haven't looked at those tickets yet, but yeah, that'd be pretty awesome if I could go see that. But I believe the last winner at Shinnecock Hills was Brooks Koepka back in
Yep.
2018. He went out, and I believe his final score was like 2 under for the whole.
Wow.
So
Jeez.
this course is very hard. I've never played it before. I believe only members and people that have won events at this course can go play. And I drive by it all the time, and it's just a shame that I can't, go out and pay whatever it is. I'll pay it. I'll pay to go play at this course. I don't care. But Yeah, it's so historic. I believe it's in like the top 10 courses in the world. And it's pretty neat having it in my backyard. So
Yeah.
looking forward to this. And like I said, hopefully I can rip a practice round or two because that would be pretty neat. Pretty neat.
Send me some merch. Go buy me a polo. Send in the mail.
I listen, that's what they do for the events. They all merchandise goes 50% on that Monday after the Sunday of it ending.
Wow.
So might have to go in, but I've heard that I have to show up at like 3 a.m.
Oh, you got that. Just leave the beach bar at 2 a.m. after your shift. Just head
Yeah.
straight there.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I totally could do that. But I believe that's it. That's all we have for golf. We're definitely going to keep you guys filled in on the little events that go on. I'm not really too hip with, but the major event like the U.S. Open will definitely keep you guys updated on. But let's hop into NBA because that's been heating up. I know a lot more people watch the NBA than hockey, and especially here in New York, which I'm not too happy about because I have to hear it from these clowns every single day. But
They're
the Knicks
hot,
have been
man.
on a
They're
great
hot.
the Knicks have been on an outstanding playoff run. Have to give it to them. But also at the same time, they haven't really they listen, they faced great teams. Hawks were a good team. Sixers were a playing team. I think they only won like 42 games this year. The Cavs, it was Donovan Mitchell's first time ever in the Eastern Conference or in a conference finals period. That's a younger team as well. They didn't get to face the Celtics. They didn't get to face the Pistons. But still, hats off to them. I think they're on an 11-game win streak ever since the first round. They've swept the Cavs and the Sixers in back-to-back series going into the NBA Finals. But, hats off to them. But in the Western Conference, that's where things are heating up. Tonight is game 6 of the Western Conference Finals in San Antonio. Oklahoma City's up 3-2 on them right now. Dave, who do you got in this one?
I got Spurs. I think Spurs are gonna do it tonight. They're in San Antonio. You mentioned before we started rolling that Scott Foster, their extender, is refereeing tonight. So I mean, he loves extending those
Oh
games,
yeah, oh yeah.
game sevens, and then I think the Spurs can go to Oklahoma, and they figured it out. They know they're playing the refs. They know they're playing against OKC as well. So they're gonna have a few tricks up their sleeve to take it to 7 and
Oh,
win Game 7 in Oklahoma to make the finals.
I would love to see a Spurs Knicks finals matchup.
Yeah,
That would be a very good matchup because I feel like if OKC Knicks, the Knicks matchup a lot better with the Spurs. That sounds crazy with Victor Wembanyama at the helm. Nobody really
yeah,
matched up with him whatsoever. But the rest of the team, the Knicks are very matched up very well against uh, compared to OKC because OKC I feel like can go in and play the Knicks and beat them in 5 games. Personally, I think that can happen because OKC can match up with literally anybody in the league, and they've only lost like less than 20 games all year long. So I think it's going to be a good finals regardless of who wins, but I'm obviously rooting for the Spurs. I would love to see Wemby get a ring. And the way OKC's playing right now is just kind of disgusting me. It's kind of disgusting me. There's no ethical hoops whatsoever. No ethical hoops whatsoever. Shea's falling down after every shot. Hartenstein's grabbing and pulling on Wemby every time he goes up for a board. And Shea has like taught the rest of his teammates how to play the way he plays. Just I saw Jalen Williams run into Keldon Johnson the other day, and Keldon Johnson got called for the foul. And it was pretty ridiculous, but hopefully Scott Foster can come in here and give some calls for the Spurs to
yeah.
push to the 7 because I need this. I need this for my sanity. I need a game 7 in OKC, and I need Wemby to go for 50. At least. At least.
He
That would
might do it. He
beat
might do it.
beat Jason Tatum's game 7 record of 51 points, put up 52, and take your team to the finals and beat the Knicks. Because I'm sick of hearing these New Yorkers in my ear every damn day. Talking
Yeah, I mean, I cannot imagine what you're going through with all your Nick fans, friends, being in New York, and then also, God forbid, if New York wins the finals,
oh my God. Oh
that
my God.
the city might fall. The state is gonna fall.
They might kill me. They might kill me just for fun. Just for fun.
Will the finals would be done before the U.S. Open?
Well, Game
Yeah.
one would be next Wednesday.
So it's
If it does
early.
go 7, regardless, I think game one is going to be next Wednesday. Then it would be Friday, game two, Sunday, or maybe Monday, game three. Leave a 2-day window for the travel.
Yeah.
And then the next Wednesday, game four, would be June 10th, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, I think it should be done by the time the U.S. Open comes around. If not,
God,
that Thursday might be game seven. U.S.
God
Open
forbid
opener
New York
and
win.
game seven.
God forbid New York wins the finals. They're gonna cancel the U.S. Open. They're gonna.
They
We
might.
got. We got to go to a different location.
They might. They might just change it
States,
up.
the
Nope,
states
not going to New
completely
York.
overran.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
You think Scotty Chef is gonna want to walk through that crowd? Nope.
Hell no. I
Nope.
don't blame him. And I don't blame him whatsoever. For real, I don't blame him. But also, something else that's coming to New York this year. I mean, we are loaded up with everything right now. The World Cup
Yeah.
coming to the
Right.
States, going to MetLife. I guess it's not New York. Don't tell, Jets or Giants fans that it's not New York team. But in New Jersey, in MetLife, I believe the World Cup final is there too, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, is in MetLife. I mean, New York and New Jersey, we're just having a field day this summer with all these sporting events going on, and then add on the Knicks going to the finals. I mean, goodness gracious, this state is going to be in shambles by the time
Never,
this
never
comes.
gonna sleep.
No,
Never gonna sleep.
no,
The
no.
city that never sleeps.
The
That's what they
city that
call it.
never sleeps turns into the two states that never sleep.
Yeah.
It's gonna be nuts. But yeah, World Cup, Dave. I'll give it to you. Let
I
me hear
mean,
some. Let me
yeah.
hear from you.
This is. I'm biased, but this is the best tournament, the best sport because it only happens every 4 years. The World Cup specifically, it's gonna be the biggest one they've ever had. 48 teams. That's gonna be four teams. Four teams separated into 12 groups of four. Kind of like a round robin. Everybody plays each other, and the top two teams from each group end up advancing. Um, First time on American soil since I think 94, 94,
Wow.
98, 02, 06. I think 94 was in the States, but I mean, this is it's going to be fun. I hope I can go to a game, but these ticket prices are absurd. I mean, they are jacking these things
Insane.
up.
Insane. I think the cheapest one at MetLife in the nosebleeds is like 7 racks.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
mean, it's insane.
it is quite literally just crazy and how much expensive they are. They're doing it. I hate how they're doing it. They're saying basically why I said that it comes around every 4 years. First time since '94. We're gonna make money off this thing, but that's not like the whole premise of soccer. Soccer was created by the poor man for the poor man. I mean, you got players in like Brazil in the favelas that are playing on dirt patches and they're loving their life.
Yeah.
And here in America, dude, you got to pay if you want to be on a good youth team to play youth soccer in the United States. You're talking at least 6 grand per kid for a year.
My goodness.
Put on a team to maybe get scouted. I mean, if your parents like don't have money, if they can't support you, whatever, you're not making them soccer. It's just how it is eventually, unless you're some freak athlete that gets recruited across the seas, and that's your best chance of making it. So I hate how the United States does soccer in this country. I hate how it's all about money. It's a business for them. But I mean, with the World Cup coming, I mean, you got to be excited about that. That is,
Super
it,
excited.
it is something that if I can't go to a game, I definitely want to go to. They have fan fests all over the, I guess, country and some host cities and other not host cities. I think they're doing one at the National Mall in Washington D.C., which sounds to be fun to go to. I'm sure it's just like a big watch party with food vendors, all that kind of stuff. People that like the sport, people that want to watch the games, all there. Um, this is a big one for U.S. soccer in particular. Our players are all kind of right in their prime, right around that 26, 27, 28 age. We've been talking about this World Cup since those guys were younger, since they were teenagers, early 20s, saying this would be our best chance. Now, do I think we're going to win it? Not at all. I think we're going to go to that first round, that round of 16. And I mean, it depends on who we get from there. I mean, if we get a bigger team, we're going to lose. Maybe we can pull some upset, but it's going to be fun to watch. I got Portugal winning the whole thing. Cristiano Ronaldo, he's gonna take the
Of course.
cake.
Of
He's
course.
41 years old. He's gonna do it for the national team. He's gonna win it. Portugal or France is my two. France is gonna win.
How does the Portugal team look? Are they
I
nasty
mean,
or no?
they look. I would say probably. I mean, I feel like average is definitely not their best roster that they've put out for World Cup. A lot of their players are kind of not Ronaldo's age, but getting up in age to where they're more of a veteran, not really a prime level of play. But they still have some of the biggest names. João Felix, I think you've heard of that. That's a young kid
Yep,
that
yep.
he's probably like 28 now. Um, he took some money to go play in Saudi for his club team, but he's still very good, still very young. Bruno Fernandes plays for Manchester United in the Premier League. He's still there. Bernardo Silva, their goalie's pretty decent, but I think the realistic answer, I got France winning this whole thing, man. They're France B
Yeah.
team can beat most national teams. I mean, they are filled from top to bottom with great players. Um, you know, there was this funny bit on Twitter that I've been seeing is people like when the national teams get selected. I think they're taking. I think each national team's allotted 30 guys at most, um, maybe less. But some of the big names that get left off, people are saying, would any of these players make the U.S. roster? And half of them would start for the United States. But yeah,
That's
like all the France big name players that missed out, they would all start for the United States. But that just goes to show how deep France is. I mean, these
yeah,
guys are
pretty insane.
they are disgusting. They're the best players in every league, best players for their teams. Um, and it's a tough national team to get into, tough national team to play for.
Wow.
So I think France is going to take it. Argentina is going to lose all their 3 games. They're not worried about Argentina at all.
You just a hater. You hating. You
Ain't nobody.
hating.
I'm speaking facts.
Hey, but Neymar Jr. respect. Let's go.
Yeah, that is actually huge. That is awesome. That's one of those feel good moments. Carlo Ancelotti, the Brazilian national team coach. I'm so glad he chose Neymar because for those not familiar with Neymar's story, I mean, this guy, he was the prince of soccer. I mean, he grew up with Ronaldo and Messi, like that same age, and the only reason he didn't get the light shined on him was because he was playing against Ronaldo and Messi, or playing with Messi, playing against Ronaldo. So he was never the number one option. He didn't get looked at by many of the fans. Everybody loved Ronaldo or Messi. No one really loved Neymar. Well, they loved Neymar, but not as much as Messi or Ronaldo. But then injuries just killed this guy's career. In 2014, the doctor said he was 2 centimeters away from being paralyzed from the uh, like neck down at the World Cup. Some guy went up for a header, kneed him right in the back, like right on his spine.
I think I do
And
remember that. Was
yeah,
that when was that James Rodriguez that did that?
no, he didn't injure. He didn't do it. I don't think, but I think it was
Oh,
against. Might have been against
I
Colombia.
was gonna say I thought it was
Oh no,
against Colombia when that happened, and then I thought war was gonna break out between the two
yeah.
countries
I mean,
for hurting Neymar.
yeah. That's another thing with the World Cup is that these countries, some countries actually hate each other.
They don't
This is
get
gonna be,
they don't mess around.
this is gonna be an interesting game. Interesting World Cup in the United States with countries absolutely hating each other and not messing around. But with Neymar, I mean, injuries not ruined his career, but definitely derailed it pretty early for someone of his caliber. I want to say he's like 35, maybe. I don't know, but
Sounds about right. Because this is like his fifth World Cup, is it not? Or maybe fourth?
maybe fourth.
Okay.
Fifth might be. I don't know. Fifth
Because
would
fifth,
take
I
him
mean
back.
that's 20 years. That's a 20-year
Yeah.
difference, right? Yeah.
No, no way. He wasn't playing. No. Oh 06, 10, 12. No, 10, 14, 18. 5 World Cups would take him to 2010. I don't know if he played in it because 26. I don't know, but maybe 5, maybe I think at least 4. But
Yeah.
he's been injured. He went back to his boyhood club to play in Brazil, and he got the call up for his national team. And
Go.
it's one of those feel good videos. You can watch the videos. It's like those draft night videos. I mean, he's crying with his wife
Yeah,
next to
yeah,
him.
yeah.
Um,
Saw that,
I
dude.
mean, it's awesome. It's
Yeah.
so good. So happy for him. Hopefully, he's able to. He actually is injured right now, so hopefully he
Oh,
recovers pretty quickly and is
yeah.
able to be fit in time for at least a second game of the World Cup. Brazil is expected to go far, so I'm sure he will be fit at some point during their World Cup run. But I mean, it's looking forward to that. It's World Cup. It's the summer. It's the summer of sports, man. This happens every 4 years, and
This summer in general has just been is going to be insane,
absolutely,
insanely filled with sports, and I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it heavily. But I believe that's all we have on the World Cup. I mean,
Yeah.
until it starts up, there's really not much to talk about other than the rosters coming out. And I believe there wasn't really any major people getting left out, right? Or nothing like that.
Nothing too big, especially on the United States side. There was one name like Diego Luna, but I mean, not very many people would know him. He's a Mexican United States nationality, and he chose U.S. to play
Oh,
for
yeah.
U.S. to represent us, and he didn't get picked for the World Cup, and that was
Oh, gosh.
a little bit of a bummer. But hey, be better. No, I'm kidding. He's pretty good. He's
But I believe it's, like I said, I think that's all we have for the World Cup. And I just want to touch on the UFC before we wrap
yeah.
things up. Conor McGregor, the wonder boy of the UFC, is coming back. He's fighting Max Holloway July 11th. That's right around the time when the World Cup is basically at its peak. Am I wrong? Around that time period?
July 11th. That would be coming up right on like the quarterfinals, ending quarterfinals, semifinals
Oh, okay.
area. But I mean,
Yeah.
still right there. Yeah,
Sports in this summer is
yeah,
insane, dude. Insane. So yeah, he's fighting Max Holloway for the second time on July 11th. And there's not much else to say. It's Conor McGregor. He's finally,
Back.
after so many years of, telling Dana that he wants to fight, pulling out of fights. He was on the Ultimate Fighting Championship, the TV show that they have, where Michael Chandler was a coach, Conor McGregor was a coach. They coach up all their young guys. They all fight, and at the end, it's supposed to be Michael Chandler versus Conor to see who wins, and that just never fell through. I believe that was a year or two ago when all those rumors were going on, but he's finally back. I really don't know what to expect.
No,
It has been, I believe, at least 5 or 6 years since he's fought, or maybe I'm
yeah,
wrong. Maybe that's too much. Maybe it's like 3 or 4.
a
Um,
long time still. That's still a
yeah,
long
it's
time.
still a long time to be out of the ring, but I'm sure he's kept up, in the gym, because why not? Because he's
Yeah,
Conor McGregor. You never know when his next fight was going to be, but now we have a date. Now we have a match, July 11th. Golly, I'm looking forward to watching him back in the ring. He just brings his aura,
yeah.
the popularity. It's through the roof with this guy.
I'm
So,
almost just as excited for the press conferences
oh
and the
yeah,
weigh-ins
oh
before
yeah,
the fight itself because
that's a
I
good
mean the
point.
amount of shit talking that's gonna go on and the amount of I can see he's already gonna walk in. He's gonna say I'm motherfucking back or something, and
Yeah,
some Irish
yeah,
music is gonna be
yeah,
playing,
definitely.
and it's gonna be the funniest thing ever. It's gonna be all over Instagram, all over Twitter. But
Love that. I love that for Connor.
yeah,
But and then after, I believe this White House card is before
White House card is before.
the Conor
Yeah,
McGregor fight. This card is stacked as well.
yeah,
I mean, Taporia versus Gagey, Alex Pereira versus Cyril Gahn. That's a great fight. And other notable fighters on the card: Sean O'Malley, Bo Nickel. Uh, most of those guys bring attentions just by themselves to one card, for a main event. And the fact that they're all on this one card that's going to be fought right outside the White House is going to be one of the coolest things in UFC history, in my opinion. I mean, putting a ring right on the lawn of the White House is pretty sick in my opinion. So definitely looking forward to that as well. I believe that one's in June, the end of
it
June, I
is.
believe,
I think June 14th,
June 14th. So
Sunday. I think
are
is.
those? I wonder if those cards are going to be back to back, UFC whatever, and then UFC 329, or I
Yeah,
think it's whatever
Connor's UFC 329. Yeah, yeah,
329, and is I think UFC White House is 328. So that's a hell of a back to back for the UFC, and a whole bunch of publicity will be on them within the next 2 or 3 months from now. But
that's gonna be electric.
I believe that's all we have.
Yeah,
We've covered most of the things that have happened within the last month of us being out. We'd like to apologize if you've made it this far in the video, to our viewers out there, and we're gonna be more consistent,
yeah.
especially going into this summer. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. All the stuff we went over, we're gonna cover even more as it happens, and as it's coming up on these certain events. But I'd like to thank you guys for watching again. I'm Gus, that's Dave, and we shall catch y'all next